Hey guys, Blessing here, and how are you all doing? We are live, and I am 5 minutes late. I apologize for that. Let's get started. Welcome back. So, like I said, this is a live stream. We might have some delays here and there, pauses. Just understand, bear with me. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. We are streaming live on both YouTube and on Facebook. YouTube channel, Blessing Njoh. Facebook page, Blessing Njoh, the Analyst. So go ahead, share the video, invite your friends, tag everybody that needs to be tagged in this live stream. Just give me a sec. Let me check what's happening down there. I can hear some. Okay, so like I said before to you guys, especially those of you who follow me regularly, weekends are the craziest for me to go live, but I'm trying. I'm gonna try today. Okay, let's do this. So what are we going to do today? I want to talk about the divorce. It's not final. Yeah, and I'm going to explain why or how. We're going to talk about the role Nancy played because she did a video yesterday, I believe, 2 days ago. They're about talking about her conversation with Justin Dean and trying to use that as proof that she didn't break their marriage. We're also going to talk about if everything people are saying about her is justified. And lastly, we want to talk about Athena and how she's now being victimized by a set of people, certain group of people. If that is right, if that is wrong, and how that should stop. Because I think everyone who is hearing this would want that to stop with immediate effect. Another thing I want to tell you guys, I should have put that also in the description of this video, is that you're welcome here to listen to the bitter truth. What I'm going to be saying in this video today is not going to be very pleasant. No, I don't think it will be pleasant. I might get hated for this. I might get bashed. I don't want to be too bothered, but I just want to tell everybody listening to me, especially those who really, really love me, or that you might not be very pleased, but it is what it is. We just have to do what we got to do. I hope you all have shared the video so far. So we're just going to start to play. I don't want to waste too much time. It's Saturday, so I have to rush. Let's just start.
So they used to have fights about, I don't want her to post this, or I want her to be massage therapist and she doesn't want to be. She wants to be in Hollywood. Everybody's telling her she's never going to succeed, that she's very stubborn. She doesn't want to do this. And in my mind, I'm like, you can't really force anyone to be anything, really. It's just leave them to pursue her dreams. It was always about your sister is addicted. She's addicted to her phone. She posts too much online. She's always online. She's not making anything. And it was usually, we already talked about this earlier when.
Okay, so like I said, you're going to hear the bitter truth today. You're not going to like it, definitely not. And the reason I'm going to really go hard today is that, well, the divorce is final. So I'm not going to be afraid of, oh my God, let me not spoil things for them. Maybe they still have a chance to work. Well, even people that are divorced can still get back together, but at least we know for now that they are officially separated, although it's not final. And before I forget, the reason I said it's not final, let me show you guys the reason before we start to analyze Nancy's videos. This is the reason. Justin Dean and Korra didn't just marry on paper, they married traditionally. So as long as the bride price has not been returned to Justin Dean's parents or family, they are still traditionally, spiritually married. Yeah. That is one thing that I hope the Obidis are not forgetting as traditionalists. So somewhere in the spirit realm, they are still linked together. I know they are still linked physically by their kids, their beautiful daughters, but somehow they are still very, very much married. And I don't know of any other African man who would want to marry Korra Obidi now if that bride price has not been returned. And I'm not saying it's going to be something like, oh, Korra just asked Justin Dean, okay, how much is it? I'm going to wire it down to you. No, it's not going to work that way. It's not Korra Obidi to return it to Justin Dean. It's Korra Obidi's parents, because Justin Dean didn't pay Korra the bride price. He paid her parents, her, the elders from where she's from. So they have to return it to Justin Dean's family. Yeah. So as long as that is not done, they are still married. It is what it is. That's her wedding day in Nigeria. So go ahead and leave your comments. I'm going to try to read comments later, but I'll try as much as possible to just speed through this video. So now let's talk about what Nancy said in that last clip we listened to. Like I said, the marriage is now more or less over. So we can really, and whatever we say in this video, I don't really think it matters too much, but it's going to put so many things into perspective. And that is also good because Nancy showed us the conversation, honest conversation at least, that she had with Justin Dean without maybe even the idea that it was going to go live or it was going to go public. They were both talking, and I could just tell from that conversation that they both, at least initially, wanted them to work things out. Nancy wanted it initially, Justin Dean wanted it initially. And even I think up till the end, he still wanted, there was still some hope in him left. Like, I don't want to, I've not talked to any lawyer. He asked or he called for divorce, but he didn't make any move. Yeah. So like they both wanted it, but we have to understand because a lot of play game going on now. Justin is being attacked a lot because of something that he possibly shouldn't even be attacked about too much. And a lot of people are also attacking Korra for maybe being a bad wife. Was she really a bad wife? Was she really a good wife? We're going to really understand so many things, hopefully, from this conversation. So what Nancy just said that we heard right now is he wanted Korra to be a massage therapist. And okay, let's play that again.
So they used to have fights about, oh, I don't want her to post this, or I want her to be massage therapist, and she doesn't want to be. She wants to be in Hollywood. Everybody's telling her she's never going to succeed, and she's very stubborn. She doesn't want to do this. And in my mind, I'm like, you can't really force anyone to be anything, really. It's just leave them to pursue her dreams. It was always about your sister is addicted. She's addicted to her phone. She posts too much online. She's always online. She's not making anything. And it was usually, we already talked about this earlier when.
Okay, so she said so many things actually in 4 or 5 sentences. Basically, from everything Nancy said here, I don't hear any problem. This is just a normal thing that a man in his position at that time would say, whether a white man or a black man. My husband would say it. A regular man would say it, that you have a wife, you're working hard. And the only thing, or one of the major things that your wife does is sit on social media, and that social media is not bringing food on the table. Yeah? That is what I just pulled out from this thing that she said. And he is saying, or rather, Nancy said, oh, he said he wanted her to be a massage therapist. Possibly this is what Nancy understood out of it. I don't think anyone can just change someone's talent or someone's career path or someone's passion. I am thinking, again, I wasn't there, but from everything I've been able to gather myself, I have a brain, a good one. I am thinking that he needed help. Look, imagine your husband is a painter. He goes out every day to paint, and you sit at home. You're always on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook and Instagram is not paying you anything. And he is trying to say, instead of doing these things, spending so much time on this thing, why don't you come and help me be mixing paints? Just give me a hand. Just help me mix it so that I can make more money, or so that I can work faster, I can be more efficient. That's what I think. I don't think he told her, like, you must drop everything you're doing and you must become like me. You must start to learn how to massage people. I don't think, look, again, I might be wrong, but I'm telling you guys what I think the whole issue was. Like, why don't you, look, I am making money, at least I can prove that I'm making money. You see me going out every day to make money from what I'm doing. Maybe if I got more help from you, then maybe I could make more. We could be doing this together. That sounds like a man who wants to build together with a woman. Give me a hand. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. okay, and that she wants to be in Hollywood, or she wants to, that's her dream. And if you've done something or the same thing every single year and you're not really getting returns from it or as much, you'd have to face reality. And he was facing reality because he was the one having to pay everything, and he's just one person. Yeah, let me play the other one,
dreams.
the
It was
next one.
always about your sister is addicted. She's addicted to her phone. She posts too much online. She's always online. She's not making anything. And it was usually, we already talked about this earlier when myself and my sister did a live together about the history of the financial abuse, about how you know she was basically reminded every day she was nothing, and so they would have fights and they would come.
Okay, look, I don't have details to that, but it would be wrong, of course, if someone would just make you feel like you're useless because you don't bring in money. It would be terrible. It would be like very abusive to have to be subjected to that kind of, attack every other day as a wife. But you should also, in case there are women here who might be in a similar situation, you should also put yourself in that other person's situation, that he is telling you this is what we both have to do to make ends meet, and you want to only stick to what you want to do. It's not going to work. It's never going to work. We need to first of all understand what broke that marriage before we start to look at what caused it, because a lot of people are saying Nancy caused it. We are also going to try to answer that. But Nancy didn't break that marriage. The marriage already started to break between Justin and Korra, but Nancy came in later. So we are going to talk about how Nancy affected the marriage at the time that she came in. So I'm hearing, oh, she's always on social media, she's addicted. I tell her not to post this, but she still posts. Like, when you're married, when you're married, you're ready to share 50% of yourself, to sacrifice a percentage, even if not 50, to sacrifice something. You cannot be so into yourself, 100%, hanging on to everything you were before you got married. If that is who you want to be in marriage, please don't get married. Please don't get married. Because it is what it is. You can say, oh, but marriage shouldn't change me. Marriage shouldn't make me lose my freedom. No, that's not what we are saying. What we are saying is try to find a common ground. Try to be willing to sacrifice a little, to compromise a little, to say, oh my God, I wish I could post 10 pictures. I have 10 gorgeous pictures. And because of this man, I have to post 9 or I have to post 8. It is what it is. You have made that conscious decision to go into a union with another person, an institution called marriage. You don't just get married to just start having kids, or only because you want to have kids, or only because you want to have legitimate sex. No, you want to get married and you want to realize that some things must change. If you're not willing to give up on things, please do not waste another brother's time. Divorce is not funny. I'm going to go to the next clip.
I'll talk to her. That's what I kept saying, and that's what I kept doing. Really, when they would have their fights, I would talk to her. They would apologize to each other, and life would go on. And then, yeah.
Okay, so she would always say she would talk to her, and she said she did. She talked to her, and they would apologize to each other. So from this, we can tell they always had issues with or without Nancy. Nancy didn't cause their problems. They always had their problems. But Nancy was able to kind of like help them manage through things. They both had someone they could run to and talk to. Okay, you listen to my side. Okay, the other one listen to my side. But what I'm hearing here is they could not communicate with each other. Korra and Justin, they didn't understand each other's language. They needed a third party to help them interpret to the other person. And that is one major one major recipe for separation, for a breakup in any relationship, when you guys are not on the same page. So she would talk to them and then they would reconcile, apologize to each other. Let's listen to the
It was
next
starting to
one.
affect my marriage, and at some point I had to block him because every single thing was being reported. It was like every single post she made on Instagram, he would send it to me and say, see what she's about to post. So you agree with this? Are you trying to say you agree with this? And I'm like, really, you can't tell an adult what to do. I've talked to her, I've done my best, I don't know the idea he had about African families.
Okay. So he was also very much against, excuse me. He was also very much against some things that she posted, but I can almost tell that like 99% of the people watching this video right now didn't sense that he was against some of the things she posted. And what does that tell us? It tells us that Justin was a supportive husband. He didn't let that show. He was always there. Well, maybe sometimes he would refuse to join her video, but most times we saw him in her video. So he was supporting. Even if he wasn't in support 100% of what she was doing, he still supported her, at least to help her achieve that dream, to make her happy. We cannot deny that fact. Many of you women are demonizing Justin now, saying, oh my God, you're such a demon, you're such a pretender. But do not forget those years that he was the best husband to Korra Obidi. Do not let what has happened on social media in the last 7 months make you turn him into a demon in your minds. So we can hear here that he wasn't in support, but at least he was supporting her.
It was starting to affect my marriage, and at some point I had to block him because every single thing was being reported. It was like every single post she made on Instagram, he would send it to me and say, see what she's about to post. So you agree with this? Are you trying to say you agree with this? And I'm like, really, you can't tell an adult what to do. I've talked to her, I've done my best, you know. I don't know the idea he had about African families.
Okay, she said you can't tell an adult what to do. I've talked to her, I've tried my best. What I'm hearing here is, look, I've tried, I've talked to her. But at the end of the day, she will still do what she wants to do. So she has a mind of her own. Yes, you cannot change an adult, but there are some things you can take from someone who is older than you, someone with experience in marriage. When they tell you, oh, your husband doesn't like this, you have to try. You don't want to break your home, right? You want to have a peaceful home. You are the wife of the house. You are the homemaker. Your husband is not happy that, oh, for example, he doesn't get his meals hot. You should try to, put yourself together, warm his meals. He complains that his food is not ready when he comes back from work. You try to prepare the kids an hour earlier. You know what time he comes. You cannot change a woman to be automatically the perfect wife, but when you advise them, there are some things you can give them that they can take. But from what Nancy said, look, I've tried, I've talked to her, but you cannot change someone. That means, or that sounds like Korra is not even going to listen to Nancy at the end of the day. She's going to do what Korra wants to do. Okay? And look, it's good enough that you don't want to listen to your sister, but it's bad enough that you don't want to listen to your husband or the desires of your husband. That one is just the major recipe. Another recipe, if you want your marriage to be broken, be stubborn. I also have my stubbornness. It's natural. Most women have that, but you should always try to be flexible. Always keep it in mind that, look, I'm not the only woman in the whole world, but this man settled for me. This man paid my bride price. I'm not perfect and he knows it, but he still chose me. So this is what makes him happy. Let me also try, no matter how difficult, no matter how much I tell myself, no, I don't want it, but at least I'm going to try and make an effort to just twist a little. And some women find that difficult to do. They just want things 100% their way. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And that marriage is really going to head for divorce, whether now or in 5 years' time or in 20 years' time. One day it's going to happen. So I'm just trying to take us back a bit to understand the real problems that they had together. Okay? And I'm also going to use that to conclude a bit that it doesn't mean Justin is a demon. It doesn't mean Korra is a bad wife. It means they were just not good enough for each other. They were just not compatible. Because Korra might actually meet someone else in future that would be totally fine with everything she does, and they would live happily ever after. Justin might meet someone in future who would be ready to join him in his practice and build together with him. So it's just two people who probably are not meant to be together. So you guys should stop with the demonizing the other person and sounding like, oh, this person is the evil one, this one is the demon. No, they were, maybe this one is the demon to this one or the other way around. They weren't good for each other. Not oh, they were not just good at all, they are just not, good people. Let's take it easy with the just the stigmatization and the negative image you're trying to give someone that possibly is not there. So I'm going to be playing the rest because I can't show everything, but let me just play this one
to make it less traumatic experience for your children, because I had witnessed the arguments in front of their children and it was terrible. Okay, so I was trying so hard to make this a less traumatic experience for their children. And he says her narcissism will affect my children.
So he already was calling her a narcissist, which we all know. And Nancy, now we are getting to how Nancy, the role she played in all of this. Nancy is always like, yeah, the children, which is a good thing. But at the end of the day, Nancy kind of like played a dominant role at a point in time from the messages they sent back and forth. And I'm like, Nancy, you cannot tell me you love those children more than Justin loves his children. Like, Nancy was acting, okay, we are going to get there. Let me not, so that when you guys read when I show you guys the text, then you can see what I mean. Because when I just say it like this, you think I'm just saying it off the top of my head. So let's go on to the next one.
And I'm like, that's a good thing, because his children will be taken care of. He doesn't have to pay any child support, because that's what he was worried about. So
okay, I'm also going to show you guys the text messages to accentuate that a bit further, that that means if Korra is earning, it's a good thing, because that means Justin doesn't have to pay child support, because that is what Justin is worried about. And that just takes me back to everybody bashing Justin. Oh, you don't even support Korra financially. And you guys remember, I always say, do you guys know if it was Korra who told him, look, I don't even need, because you're asking him to support financially. Do you know if Korra really needs financial support from Justin? Do you know what she told him? Maybe she said, look, let's just wait for the court decision. Oh, wait, I can take care of things. I can handle things. I can take care of my babies. You just do what you have to do. Just be there for them. Maybe that's what she said. But never has Korra corrected people when it comes to, he's not supporting financially. And people have bashed him for that. How much do you want Justin to give Korra that would maybe solve Korra's problems? Maybe Justin knows that Korra makes way more than him. So how it would maybe be like peanuts to Korra for Justin to be giving her money, for the kids, which every man should actually be responsible, no matter how small, and they about sharing the kids. So when the kids are with Justin, I said that before in one of my other videos, they are well taken care of. When the kids are with Korra, they are well taken care of also. But here we can hear Nancy say, look, it means you don't have to pay child support. So is this what Nancy and Korra already discussed? That, look, if I'm making so much money, then he doesn't even have to pay anything, But we are going to get there. I'm going to show you guys the text messages or some of them. Why is it not playing? Let me see.
Time, he was telling her that she needed to be his secretary and do his books and everything. When she was in America, she was trying to pursue her dreams. Every time she wanted to release a music video, he would tell her, oh no, that's a stupid thing to do. You're not making any money from this. Basically, he was trying to tell her that this whole singing, dancing thing is not working. You need to become a massage therapist. You need to help me in my practice. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I really do not see myself doing that. Anyways, so.
Okay, so again, I already said it before. I don't hear anything wrong in someone saying, look, you are spending money going to the studio. We are not seeing anything back, but that is her dream. That is what she wants to do, which nothing wrong with it. And he's saying, what you should do is come help me in my practice. And she's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And that just sounds like, you want him to join you in your videos and help support your dream, but you don't want to give him a hand. What I would expect a good wife to do in such a conversation would be sit down with your husband. Okay, how do you want me to help? Look, I don't like massage. I don't know how to do it. I don't even want to learn how to do it. Maybe in this aspect, I could help with maybe paperwork or other things. I don't want to do massage, but at least find something you can at least do to help, to show that you want to help. You can't force someone, like Nancy rightfully said, you can't force me to be a belly dancer, for example. If no, I don't like belly dancing. You can't just say, oh, because that's your field, then I should also learn it. No, I understand that. But what was Korra's help towards Justin? If she couldn't even become a masseuse, what else did she offer to do for him? What else did she do for him? That's another question. How else was she willing to help him?
As saying otherwise. Did you contact a divorce lawyer already? Because he said he was going to get a divorce. We were trying to, sort this out. I told my sister to beg him. She went ahead, bought a cake, begged this guy. We're not going to get a divorce. And he was like, no way. I've already put it online because I don't want to go back on my actions. He says, no, I haven't gotten a lawyer. My actions are forced by her. And I said, okay, please, Justin, not yet. I told him, do not get a lawyer just yet, because I still had to talk to my sister. And he says, she divorced me. And I said, she didn't. She was bluffing, because when they were arguing,
I quickly stepped out. Back now. Okay, let me play that again so that I can.
As saying otherwise. Did you contact a divorce lawyer already? Because he said he was going to get a divorce. We were trying to, sort this out. I told my sister to beg him. She went ahead, bought a cake, begged this guy. We're not going to get a divorce. And he was like, no way. I've already put it online because I don't want to go back on my actions. He says, no, I haven't gotten a lawyer. My actions are forced by her. And I said, okay, please, Justin, not yet. I told him, do not get a lawyer just yet, because I still had to talk to my sister. And he says, she divorced me. And I said, she didn't. She was bluffing, because when they were arguing.
Okay, so she said Korra bought a cake. This happened, these text messages to Nancy happened even after Justin had already gone public with this whole news. So Korra Obidi still bought a cake. The whole time Korra wasn't talking and people didn't know what was happening. Some people were saying it's a prank, although Nancy rushed out to confirm that it was really happening. Yeah. Korra actually bought a cake to make things up, but Justin still gave her an attitude. So Korra was also willing to work things out with Justin. So it wasn't like, oh, Justin said he was going to divorce her and then she jumped out, or she told him to leave, or, okay, I'm happy you want to leave, okay, But at least she also made an effort. And that's another thing a lot of women should understand. People saying, oh, Korra didn't work hard or something. She made an effort. She bought a cake. She tried to, patch things up, but it didn't help. It didn't help. Let me see. So that's why I feel like these messages between them kind of like show us more.
Mess it out, because he saw that the announcement of the divorce wasn't getting her attention. She was trying to promote her book, and we were trying to tell her, do not say anything about this divorce online. Please do not destroy your family any further. This whole mess is going to come down on you if you say a word. So he says,
So I'm thinking now, Nancy said she told, or the family, Korra's family told both of them not to say anything online. But this is how it started. Let's go back to how it started. This message. Korra Obidi and I are getting a divorce. It's over. I won't be treated this way any longer. I did my absolute best to make it work. This was the message. A lot of people didn't even know if it was real or fake. Although he put this one on the right and said, not a joke. But so many people were still like 50-50. Oh my God, maybe. Until Madam Nancy went out and wrote this, I think the next day. Good morning, people. Thank you all for checking in. You all are amazing people. It's inevitable to go through these phases in marriage. Please take 1 minute to say a prayer for them if you can. This period is quite stretching for both of them. We were up all day and night trying to work things out. They are both committed, and I am positive that everything will be fine in the end. Thank you for always, yeah. So Nancy was also part of the social media fracas because Justin jumped out with his marital problems, and Nancy also aided in that. A lot of people are putting all the blame on Justin. Justin is the head of his family in a way, yeah. And he put it out there, yes, and a lot of people up till now still blame him, although he has apologized 1 million times for doing so, but it doesn't really matter in the heads of so many people. They still will continue to bash him for that. But he wasn't the only one. Only one. Nancy also confirmed it on social media. Why did Nancy do this? Who sent Nancy to write this post? Was it Nancy's place to make this public confirmation about what doesn't really concern her too much? It concerns her a bit because, I mean, that's the younger sister, but it was not Nancy's place to put this message on social media when Korra herself hadn't even spoken. Did Korra give her permission to do this? So she also aided in the public show of shame and disgrace for that family. And this might also be one of the reasons a lot of people are trying to blame Nancy, which I don't find justified, because they already had their issues before Nancy, and Nancy tried to help them through their issues. So putting the blame on Nancy doesn't really make too much sense. But Nancy also had some role to play. She also made some wrong decisions and took some wrong moves that we are still going to see as we continue to see some text messages. Has Nancy apologized for also being part of the social media, frenzy around this divorce? Has she? Because she also should never have put this post up. Because maybe if she hadn't confirmed, possibly, I'm not saying it would have happened that way, possibly if they had just kept everything indoors, Justin and Korra might have just come out one day to say, oh, it was a prank after all, but Nancy already confirmed it. So you had two people confirming that there was a problem, and Korra hadn't even spoken. Let me play the next one. Are you guys sharing the video? Go ahead and share.
Do that. And he says, I was drunk. And I said, can you please leave the house? Because I witnessed the fight that they had in front of June. And if they had continued to stay in the same house, they would have hurt that child. And
Look, when I heard this, I was like, really? So Nancy advised Justin to leave the house. That is not even a problem. It's not even a bad thing. It's a good thing, because I would prefer for the man to leave or for the woman to leave than for us to hear, oh my God, they fought and one of them died. God forbid. It's sometimes safer and better for one of them to leave that environment. Yeah. And he did. And that is one of the biggest reasons so many people are hating Justin today, saying, oh my God, how could you leave just 2 weeks? Barely 2 weeks after your wife put to bed. How could you do that? That means you're evil. And never has Nancy said anything in the direction of, oh, it was actually a good thing he did to leave. Oh, it was maybe in the best interest of the kids. Never did she. Why didn't Nancy do that? Even under Nancy's videos, people would comment. Under Korra's posts, whenever they were live, people would just make Justin out to be the demon. And Nancy knew deep down inside that it was in those kids' best interest that Justin left the house when he did. And she actually encouraged him. She said at least 5 times, if not more, during their conversation, that he should leave, that he needed to leave that house. She didn't say it once, not twice, not 3 times, at least 5 or 6 times that he had to leave. Finally, he said, I'm leaving. So he didn't just wake up and say, oh, I don't love my family, I'm abandoning you guys, sort it out, I'm out of here. That is how people have now turned this guy to look. So it is very, very bad that never did Nancy even try to say, look, it was a good thing he left when he left. Even if she didn't want to say, I told him to leave, which might have been difficult for her. But if you're an honest person, you just be like, look, it was good that he left. But everybody connived with one another, all the commenters, all the bloggers that hate Justin, to say, oh my God, you're evil because you left. But Korra knows that it was a good thing he left. And Nancy also knows. Are you guys understanding? So it's just unfortunate everything that happened, but I'm quite happy with these messages because they are giving us more understanding of the real situation. So I'm now wondering, all those women, those commenters, those bloggers that hate Justin for leaving, what do you guys have to say now? To know that he left to protect the children. He left to avoid or prevent a dangerous situation from taking place. What do you guys have to say? Are you guys now going to just let this man rest? Just let him rest in that area of, oh, why did you leave just 2 weeks, after your wife put to bed? That means you're evil. So does it mean he's no longer evil in your mind, knowing now that it was actually Korra's sister that encouraged him and advised him to leave? I just don't want to hear anybody say anything about, oh, he left, so he's a bad man, or oh, he left, he's an evil man. I don't want to hear it any longer. Okay, I'm going to quickly play the next one. I have a visitor here already.
I was just worried about this whole thing being on social media. That was my problem. You said I'm on your side, but you start.
Okay, Nancy said she was just worried about this whole thing being on social media. But the moment Justin posted it on social media, you joined him. That's what I don't understand. You were part of it being on social media right from the onset. And even when it continued being on social media, you were still part of it. It was even Korra that was being quiet. And I do understand that you want to defend your sister, but it wasn't only Justin upholding the social media, existence of this story. I know he brought it and he should never have. And he said it in the conversation that he regrets doing so. He should never have. I think we can all agree with the fact that he should never have brought his business to social media.
A dog and beat him and he will eventually bite back. I was just worried about this whole thing being on social media. That was my problem. You said I'm on your side, but you're starting to hurt my nieces. At that point, I really didn't care about these two people. I just wanted my nieces to be
fine. That's somebody's mouth, eh? You guys should not think, oh my God, what am I hearing? No. That's somebody's mouth. I have a visitor here.
You doing the same thing with June in the room. You are the torturer, blah, blah, blah. I told him to leave that house because they kept fighting and in front of their children.
Okay.
To play this.
I'm sorry. What I did last night was unacceptable. I know it doesn't take back. But I'm very sorry. I truly am. I know you were trying to help and I fucked things up. I just can't be treated this way anymore. And last night she was saying she regretted her daughter again. So I can't do it anymore. And I left the house. I'm going back for a week or so. So I'm really sorry. You don't deserve this. Your family doesn't deserve this. I'm sorry.
For me, if you ask me, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys, I don't think this guy is a bad guy like that. This guy was still being respectful, decent. He had issues with his wife. He had problems with Korra. But he didn't really, for him, he didn't have a problem with the family, with Korra's family. From the way he's even relating with Nancy, he wasn't disrespectful. He was still apologizing. He was still, your family doesn't deserve this. He was still, I don't know. He didn't see them as the enemy. Just the way that I see Nancy's dad now sees him as an enemy, referring to him as an idiot. That idiot. Like, oh my God. Do you guys understand?
So basically,
okay.
I did, but I'm very sorry. I truly am. I know you were trying to help, and I fucked things up.
Okay, and he also said, I know you were trying to help, but I fucked things up. So for those of you saying Nancy broke that marriage, you can hear Justin himself say that, I know you were trying to help. He even acknowledges it. So it is not Nancy that broke those people's marriage. Let's put that in front before any other thing.
I said, okay, you're lying, you need to stop. It's what you do afterwards that matters. It doesn't matter what you do or don't do. It doesn't matter if she did it or not. So you see here that it doesn't matter if she cheated or not. He's just going to go ahead and defame her.
Okay, that's another thing that sounds like that's not true. That's not entirely true. Oh my God, I forgot to say something. So Justin was accusing Korra that Korra said she regretted June being born. I did that in one of my old videos, and that is also not true because Korra didn't say she regretted her children being born. She spoke English, and most Africans are quiet. We understand English when we hear it. That's not what she said, and I don't know why Justin keeps making it sound like that is what Korra said. Korra didn't say she regrets her children being born. Korra said she regrets having children with a man like Justin. So if Korra had her babies with another person, she wouldn't be regretting. But she regrets that the father of her children is Justin. She doesn't, or she didn't regret. She didn't say she regrets having her children. So let's really be clear on that. She didn't say so. She doesn't regret having her children. And here, let me see what Nancy said here.
If she cheated or not, he's just going.
Okay, now Justin wrote in the text messages that, look, I don't care if she cheated or not.
Go ahead and defame her.
That he said he doesn't care, he's just going to go ahead and defame her. That's not true. That is not what Justin said. Justin said, look, I don't care if she cheated or not. For me, that's not a deal breaker when someone cheats. It's how you behave after cheating that I care about. It's how, your behavior, how do you show remorse? Are you sorry? It's how you behave that I have a problem with. But now Nancy is turning it around to say, he doesn't really care if she cheated or not. He's just going to go ahead and defame her character. That's really not true. I hate when you try to paint someone to be what they don't intend to be. Let's just keep it straightforward. This is what this person said. This is what he meant. You know very well what he meant. And this is what Korra said. You know very well what she meant when she said what she said. Let's stop adding salt and pepper just to make the other person look bad.
And I said, like you did when you went live and you broke dishes. Don't even try to paint any narrative here.
Okay, and also, Nancy accused him of breaking dishes. He said, like you did when you went live and broke dishes. And then he typed back, dishes? I was waiting for Nancy to explain more about the breaking dishes. Let's listen.
Just stop it. That's any narrative here. Just stop it. That's someone who just gave birth and is handling 2 children alone. You need to stop it now. He says I didn't break dishes. She has been like this for years. Must she go back to the hospital and go and be with Joe?
So you're accusing Justin of breaking dishes. He's asking you dishes. I didn't break dishes. So how did you come about dishes? And Nancy didn't respond to that in the messages. And when she was live 2 days ago, she also didn't address it. So was it like Nancy already knew that, look, these messages we are sending back and forth, since everything don't scatter now between Korra and Justin, maybe these messages I would have to, show them someday. So let me also be accusing him now so that I can show proof. Or I don't know, because you are accusing someone, I would expect him to defend himself, which he tried to do, like dishes. I didn't break dishes. And you couldn't give an answer to that. Like, oh, I was told you break dishes, or I heard you on the phone breaking dishes. Nothing. And you were still live to read those messages, and you still didn't expatiate as to what you meant by he broke dishes. So I'm just hearing, for me, okay, before I conclude, let's listen to everything. I think this is the last one.
He called me twice. And this was when I was in the US. This was 15th of May when I was in the US. If you remember closely, this was the day that Flora, the lady whose audio leaks, she tried to call me and she said she had a nude video of my sister. And I told her to go ahead and post it, okay? I told her to go ahead and post it if she indeed had nude photos or videos of my sister. And that's when he started calling me because he tried to hold on.
Okay, so when she was in the US, oh my God, it's crazy. I'm gonna play that.
Basically, he called me twice, and this was when I was in the US. This was 15th of May when I was in the US, if you remember.
So I want to ask now, what did Nancy really go to the US to do? And this might also be another reason why a lot of people are saying Nancy broke the marriage. Although I don't think she broke it, but I think she could have helped continue to sustain the marriage. And it's really not her duty, if we have to be honest. She has her problems to worry about. She has her own marriage to take care of, not to be responsible or held responsible for another person's marriage. But why are people saying that, she broke it? Well, she took that action. She flew all the way to the state. But what did she do? She didn't save, or she didn't. Okay, let me take it this way. Let me say it in a way that a lot of people will understand. She went to the US. When Nancy got there, I thought things were going to change for the better. But Nancy, I think, already decided and concluded in her mind that this was over between Justin and Korra. And that was the mindset she took along to the US, to go and show proof, to bring Justin down, because Justin had already said a lot online, a lot of damaging things about Korra online. We have to really be, honest about that one. But there was still hope. We're talking about May. That was in May when Nancy went to the state. There was still hope. Things could still have changed, especially with Nancy being there in person. Look, Nancy tried. They went back and forth, texting. Things didn't work out. Korra didn't listen. Justin was doing his own. They would tell him, don't go online. Justin will still go and post. But what I would expect Nancy to do, if I was Nancy, or how do you say that? I would go there. Since she was there live and direct, for me, I'm not going to say why didn't she, but if I were her, I would invite Justin over. I want to have a one-on-one with you. I would sit them both down. Did Nancy make that extra move? So you just went all the way to the US. You didn't even try to solve or settle them. Let me take baby to big brother. Before I'll hear, where is that? Yeah. Okay. Can you think for it? I'll take this one. I'm gonna take this one. Yeah, there is a there. Okay. I would expect, to really have that, to know that, okay, I've really given it my all. Like I said, nobody should even hold that woman responsible for, she's not a marriage therapist, or I don't know, but at least she went there. What else did she do? She was texting with Justin while she was in Nigeria. And then she finally got to the US. What did she try to do? To say, okay, now you people have, Justin, you have posted so many damaging things about my sister. I want to see you face to face. Come and sit down. You guys need to stop. She went there as the representative of their family. Did she see face to face with Justin? Did she, at least try to just put an end to all the social media frenzy? Did she do that? But rather, she went to revenge by bringing out Gabriella, which really, wait. Okay. I told you guys, it's crazy, right? So I just feel like, okay, you went there to go and do exactly what Justin has been doing, to go and do the same defamation. Wait, she went there and tried to defend her sister, to say, no, my sister is really not the bad one, because Justin has also been doing his stuff with other women online. He's not the angel that you guys think that he is. That's what Nancy more or less went there to do. She said she went there to show receipts, but I think Nancy could have done more than she did as the big sister that they both listen to, that they both believe in, that they look up to, they can relate with, they can put all their problems in front of. She went there, she sat with Korra, she was alone with Korra. Already she took Justin as an enemy, and maybe the family were justified to see him as an enemy because he threw their business, he threw their sister on social media in such a way that no family would be happy with. But how did she go there to reduce the heat, to reduce the damage? But rather, she went there and added petrol to it. So yeah, you brought down my sister. I'm also here to bring you down. So what was the need actually of going to the US when you didn't just, it's a different thing when you sit people down. You people, don't you have family meetings? You were there as the elder of Korra's family or of the Obidis. You were there. You went there. You traveled there all the way to the US. I would expect a physical meeting, if nothing at all, for you to be the voice of the Obidis, to speak like your father, to sit there, sit Justin down. My family can no longer tolerate this. It has to stop. You want a divorce? Go ahead and see a lawyer. Put an end to it. You stop it and you also stop it. But you didn't do that. You still continued also using social media. So again, I just need to be clear. It's not Nancy who broke them up, but Nancy played her own role in not doing what a lot of people might have expected, which might also explain why a lot of people are pointing fingers towards Nancy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show some messages from what she posted or what she showed during her live stream. And I'm going to read comments afterwards. Let me see. I will read comments. To protect them both. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm hearing something. Oh, I hope my husband will come home soon. Okay, I need to go. I'll be back in 10 seconds. I'm here. All right, I'm back. So you guys might start hearing those sounds again. So they started talking probably long before, these messages started. I think this one started in July 2021, but she said they were already talking before here. This was a new phone, so she changed her iPhone. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm here. I'm here, baby. So she changed her phone according to her, and that's why the messages started coming in July 2021. So it's not like they never told before this time. This was a new phone she was using. But she blocked him in that same July. Let me see. She blocked him. She said, help me explain why this is helping her. So it helps her to post stuff like this, it's going to trend, it's going to help her career. And he was like, explain how this is going to help her, something like that. So she wasn't pleased that Justin was saying that she was on Korra's side. So immediately she blocked Justin in July 2021. But in March this year, she unblocked him because that was the day Korra put to bed. And then on the 9th of March, after all the social media madness, she blocked him again. And then unblocked him. And then unblocked and blocked and unblocked and blocked. And I'm like, if you just want to block, just block. Which one is block and unblock and unblock? You understand? But anyways. And here we can see that after, this was on the 10th of March. So when everyone was crazy, bloggers were already on this case talking about it, clearly they were still trying to work things out indoors. But Justin, I don't think Justin was very cooperative, because while they were working things out, Justin was still I have a visitor here. I already told you guys. Justin was still, let me read this thing here if I can. So this is a conversation between Korra and Justin. Justin made a screenshot and sent to Nancy. Treated me and made me feel used. I can read it very well. Let me see if I can enlarge. Let me see. What's that? Make me feel used and worthless. At least now you can use me like toilet paper. Use men like toilet paper, like you used me. So what do you want me to do? I'll do it. Treat my daughters better. They are not mistakes. And then he said, I will. I'm sorry. I accept all responsibility. And then she wrote, you were so sure that you won. I can't even read this. That you want nothing to do with. Wait, I can't read this. I don't know why I'm finding it difficult to read. Let me see. Wait, I can't enlarge it. Nothing to do with me, just hours before. We are both responsible for this ending, but you wanted this and assured it happened. Okay, and he wrote to Nancy, does this look like a person trying to save her family? And Nancy was also surprised, like this was last night, after Nancy talked to Korra was still giving an attitude, but it's understandable when two people have issues with each other, even if the whole world talks to them, they are not just immediately going to say, okay, they've talked to us, let's kiss and make love and it's all over. Of course, there's still going to be some anger here and there that both of them will still have to work, and then Nancy begged, Justin, please give her some time, please. And I think Justin was really, really pushing at that time. Justin was just in a haze. Justin was filled with fury, anger, just upset that, oh my God, I've been treated so badly. And he was expressing it fiercely. And Nancy was begging him to give her time. And if he had taken that advice, it might have helped. If he had just, walked away quietly, try to put everything into perspective, try to just calm down. He didn't do that. He was just upset and he was expressing himself on social media. He made his mistakes. Really. Fame has ruined my wife. Okay. Please give her some time. If you don't intend to make up ever, then try and avoid engaging her in a volatile way to make this a less traumatic experience for your children. So I'm not seeing that Nancy is breaking their home here either. She's just trying to put some calmness into what was happening. Just give her time, just take it easy. And even if you don't want to ever settle things with her, just, she's just trying to remove all the rage, remove all the, the back and forth. And he said her narcissism will affect my children far more than a divorce. And Nancy said, both of you have severe narcissism. And oh my God, I'm like, okay, so Nancy already diagnosed them with narcissism even before bloggers started to do so. Interesting to know. So according to Nancy, Korra and Justin both are narcissists. Okay. And then Justin said the only person that is benefiting is Korra. And Nancy said that's not fair. She finally starting to earn. And Justin said I'll have to pay child support and live in a studio. And let me see. And Nancy said you don't have to. Are you guys hearing that? You don't have to. You don't have to pay child support and live in a studio. So those of you saying, oh, Justin abandoned Korra, he's not taking responsibility, he's not helping her with finances. Did you guys hear now the sister of Korra telling him you don't have to? Do you guys know what Korra and Nancy have both discussed? For Nancy to be telling Justin, look, you don't have to. You don't have to pay child support. You don't have to live in a studio and be paying child support. Do you guys know? So those of you always judge based on things you see on the outside. And the funny thing now is Nancy is not showing us the conversation she has had with her sister. It would be very interesting to hear, the things that that Korra also had to say. Was it Korra that told Nancy that, look, he just has to get out. I don't need his money. I don't need him to pay anything. He doesn't have to pay me. So those people just attacking Justin rather for being a useless deadbeat dad who abandoned his children and is not paying Korra anything. Can you guys just start to understand that there is more that went on indoors than we saw outside? It's even sounding like it was Nancy that coordinated how everything went. The only thing Nancy didn't coordinate was Justin's actions, taking their issues to social media. But how everything went, taking a lawyer, getting a divorce, filing officially for divorce, leaving the house, all the technical aspect of the separation, Nancy decided and determined it, and it happened how Nancy said. Are you guys following a bit? So you guys should just take it easy when you are bashing either Korra or Justin that, look, it's more than what we are seeing outside. Let me put this close to my eyes rather. Okay, Justin said Korra has been making $50,000 per month for nearly a year now. So they were having this conversation around March, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. And Justin is claiming that Korra has been earning since, let's say, June 2021, since last year, for nearly a year. She has been earning $50,000 allegedly per month. And he also said she made $75,000 last month. That is not baby money. And Nancy said, she's shown me her books. No, she doesn't. And Justin said, your sister is a pathological liar. I can show you bank statements where she has nearly $200,000 cash. Oh, when you hear these figures, you're like, who are they talking about? Who? Oh, yeah. And Nancy said, here we go again, responding to the pathological liar part of the message. And she said, what's the provocation this time? Because apparently Nancy doesn't believe that Korra makes so much money. So Nancy is kind of defending that, look, it's not true. She doesn't make that much. I have seen her books. It's a lie. And okay. And Nancy is trying to say, well, from what you're saying, if you say 200,000 per year, then if I have to calculate it for almost a year now, it would be like $20,000. And Justin is like, 50,000 per month, not per year. Korra will pull $750,000 this year, most likely. Like he's estimating what she's likely to make this year, 2022 alone. If anyone should know better, who has which money, I think the husband should know better than Nancy. The person who has maybe access to her, to her insights or earnings on social media should know better, unless he chooses to lie about her income. Okay. And then Nancy still continues to say, this is not true. And Justin said, I can prove it to you. And Nancy said, I already saw her entire earnings, and that's not her take home. And okay, let me see the next one. And Justin is still saying, not even kidding. So Nancy's like, it's a good thing, right? And he said, yeah, it is, but I'm saying I built her up for years. And Nancy is saying, it's a good thing because your children will be well taken care of. You wouldn't have to pay. Did you guys hear that again? So Nancy is now working towards, Justin, look, if you guys separate, you don't have to pay anything. Just go do the right thing. Go get a lawyer. Finalize this divorce. You don't have to pay. Are you guys hearing? So you guys don't know what Korra told Justin when it comes to money. You guys don't know. So you all blaming him. Oh, he's not paying. She's the only one paying. You don't know if that is how she has arranged it to be for herself, knowing fully well what she earns. Okay. So Justin is saying, oh, wait. My numbers for her can't possibly be exaggerated. So Nancy is still saying, what are you trying to prove? You don't want her to earn. So Justin is saying that I'm getting fucked. She got what she wanted from fame and fortune. She doesn't need me anymore. So she stopped any effort to treat me in any respectable way. That is his headache, or that was his headache at that point in time. Justin didn't really want to go through with that divorce from this exchange with Nancy. He was feeling like, I'm losing both ways. If I get a divorce, I would have to be paying maybe 40% of my income. If I don't get a divorce, she doesn't need me. She's treating me like a nobody because she's earning so much. And Nancy is really not understanding. Nancy is thinking Justin has a problem with her earning. I don't think any man would have a problem with the woman bringing in money. She was earning that much for almost a year. He showed proof. That's why I'm not even saying allegedly, because he showed proof, and I'm going to show you guys. He was earning that much, but we didn't see the effect of that money in their life. So, like I said, it's not about her earning money. It's about how that money was impacting their lives. It wasn't. So he was being treated like, you don't have a say in this money I'm earning. Whereas he helped to build her to that place of making so much money. And then Justin said she refused to help me with any aspect of my business and yet expect me to drop everything for hers. Like, some of these messages are not in chronological order, so some might come before other ones in no particular order. And Nancy said, my point is everything you are saying is both ways. So Justin said, which I can attribute solely to her. Yes, it does. But I am certainly getting the shit end of the deal with divorce. So Justin is saying, like I said, if I divorce, I'm going to be the big loser. If I still stay in this marriage, she is still going to be treating me like a piece of shit. So he was stuck in limbo. Nothing was just going to favor him either way. Yeah. Because he knew that he would actually lose big, because he has worked hard to get her to where she is today, and then breaking up would mean he would have to go on his own, and he cannot even benefit anything from what she has made so far, what she's going to continue to make. Although a lot of people are saying, oh, she helped him. Even Nancy said it, I believe, that Justin used her to pay his student loans. I don't know if Justin has ever said anything about that, but even if Korra helped him pay part, because I don't think they said she paid everything, even if she helped him pay part of his student loans, I'm like, is that not supposed to be what a wife is supposed to do? Is that something that they have to say, oh, the husband used her? No. If you're in the position as a wife or as a husband and you can help the other one, that is what marriage is all about. That you are contributing to the success or furtherance of your home doesn't mean the other one is using you. So we just have to be very careful how we judge people, how we try to demonize people. If Korra earns that much money to be able to pay part of his student loans and she does it, or if she doesn't do it, who is supposed to do it for him? Who else is supposed to help him out financially if she's capable? It's not me. It's not me that is supposed to help. It's not Nancy. It's the wife or the husband. So I don't understand why that should be an issue for people to now start to conclude that he used her for doing what. I mean, the whole time that she wasn't earning money, that Justin was the one taking care of them, he was doing what he should do as a husband. I'm not going to applaud him extra for doing that. Yes, it's applaudable that you took responsibility for your family, but that's what you should do as a husband. Why are people, okay, some people are also saying that Korra used him, but he was just doing what a father and a husband should do by catering for his family. And I would expect a wife to do the same if she's in the position. I cannot imagine that Korra is making social media money and they didn't have a bed. I cannot just understand how you are as a wife if you cannot contribute to the progress of your home. You understand what I mean? I mean, I am a social media person. I don't even make 1/10 of that, but I don't sleep on the floor on a mattress. You understand what I mean? You also want things to look good and to be good for your family. I don't understand. You'd want to live in like poverty, but you have the money, but you feel like you don't have to spend. For me, don't ask me, because I just find it difficult to put together or to make any sense out of. Okay, but I'm certainly okay, and yet I can't deal with the emotional abuse anymore. Okay. And here we see the screenshot. Do we see 35,000 or how much? Okay, I think this is the one. Of course it does. I've tried everything to control my side, the effort to fix things. This is one-sided. Let me see if I can find the actual screenshot. But anyway, he showed this thingy here, and I don't know if you guys can read it. If someone can enlarge, let me see if I can find it on my other phone. But anyway, he was showing proof of how much, people are earning. And then, but I'm certainly getting the shit. Okay, I've read that. Oh, it's okay. I'm here. Okay, the system favors women, unless Korra goes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think he showed what Korra earns or earned at a point in time. $35,000 in a month, and he showed proof of that. If you guys can enlarge, so that is not baby money. And then he said, and that's not only 70% of it. She makes money from stars and subscriptions, which is another 30%. I hate liars. All this marriage has been. Have a question for you. So she made that much money in that month only on Facebook. You're not even looking at Instagram. You're not looking at TikTok. Yeah. And Nancy was still insisting that Korra doesn't make that amount of money. Well, she was insisting before Justin showed the proof to that. So that means Korra wasn't also honest to Nancy as to how much she was earning. Korra showed Nancy her books, but maybe she didn't show everything, you know? So it's just crazy. Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Okay, and then Justin went live, you know, the repeat it video. And then Nancy wrote him like, "Hi, Justin, just woke up to your live video and comment calling her a cheat. I guess you really want to go down the messy route. I think you should leave now before this gets hostile." So again, she's still asking him to leave. I just find it such a pity that in all of this, all the accusations that Justin is useless for leaving, that Nancy never even said, look, I have a hand in him leaving. She also just played along with the narrative of, oh my God, he abandoned my sister, you know? Whereas I quite find that unfortunate. Let me see. After 5 years of physiological abuse, I wanted no way back. I was drunk. Can you please leave the house? So this is like the fourth time she was asking him to leave. Let's be careful, when we judge people. If you don't know the complete story, be careful how you hate people. A lot of people have just hated Justin for leaving, but you can hear here that it's the sister. You guys, that's social media for you. Leave the house. And then he said it's 4 a.m. and she said when it's morning. So leave when it's morning. And she also said, we agreed no social media. You haven't contacted a lawyer yet. She has been tortured too. From all I've seen, you do it from all I've seen you do in the past 2 days, you are the troublemaker here. And he said, yes, I am. I can't go back to her and be tortured again. This is me making sure of it. And she said, then find a lawyer and do this the right way. So I don't also think she was encouraging him, oh, just go and get a lawyer and divorce. No, but I think anyone would just see that, look, this thing is not really going anywhere. Instead of it being on social media and tarnishing people's image and, you know, hurting the kids, it's just better you people go your way. Sometimes you just get to that point of, okay, you guys, you don't want, she doesn't want, it's not working. Instead of all the noise, all the madness, go and do it the right way. I don't blame her for this. And then he still said, Korra's narcissism will never allow her to mend this. So he was still talking about mending. When they were still telling you to go and get a lawyer, you're talking about mending. So Nancy is trying to tell him that he is a narcissist. This is you. The past 48 hours you're destroying. Wait, let me take baby to daddy. I don't know if daddy is back. Oh, let me see. Oh, no, not again. Okay, so daddy is back, but he went straight to the bathroom. He just came back from the gym. He just came back and went into the bathroom, so we have to wait for him to come take baby. You're destroying the mother of your children. You're not hurting me. You're hurting yourself. You feel good now because you feel you're getting the whole world on your side. But we know that it's both of you with the problem. Leave that house. So for me, when Nancy went to the US, that was her opportunity to calm things down, especially the social media madness. Maybe we would not be talking about all of this today if Nancy had done what an African person would naturally do. You sit down and you talk things out and talk things through, even if it means you people will never be married again, but at least, you know, talk sense into people, look them in their eye and make plans, agree on things, not just go there and then what? You didn't, I mean, husband and wife, they are having issues. You just go there and only go and sit down with the wife and you're showing proof and receipts, and then what? I don't know if you guys understand. So you know that it's both of them that have the problem, and you're still saying leave that house. You've destroyed your children's future. You're here feeling like you did something. Okay, she first said, you're really dumber than I thought. And he said, I'm sure that's exactly what the, okay, blah, blah, blah. I will not be psycho or physo, I don't know what that is, manipulated anymore, not by her, not by you, not by anyone. And she was just being sarcastic here. Did you buy more drinks? You know, just making a fool of him, more or less, which I don't know. I don't blame her too much. Although if you read her messages to him, how she was saying, go and drink more, go and buy $10,000 worth of drinks. And it doesn't really sound good. If you really look at it, it doesn't sound respectful. It just sounds like they don't even have respect for the guy. They just treat him like a nobody. But on the other hand, I would be like, maybe if you were in Nancy's shoes, you would also be tired. Hearing these two people going back and forth on her in her DM, sending her messages, she having sleepless nights. Everybody has their breaking points. I can't blame her too much. Like I said, how much did they pay her to be their personal marriage counselor? You know, she tried, but maybe she got tired, then she got fed up, and that's why she was sounding that way. But at the end of the day, some people still read it and still feel like, oh my God, you know, you didn't try, you took sides with your sister. You were just attacking Justin, like you were also the wife, you know. She didn't really play that elderly role at the point in time. Maybe initially she did to work things out, but they both didn't want to listen, and she went against him. And I don't know if she also went against her sister in this manner. But you can also argue that, well, the sister didn't take things to social media the way Justin did, and understandable that a lot of people are upset at him for that. Okay, and she said, you called her names in front of June yesterday, the same thing you are complaining about. I told you to stop things to damage your girls. You said, okay. I wake up to a live video of you doing the same thing with June in the room. You are the torturer. If you can see that is wrong, then we can be talking. Leave that house, Justin. This is like the 6th time. I'm just trying to make you guys realize that social media, don't just overjudge, over hate people. I was doing a video the other day when one, I don't know, a nobody blogger was going hard against Flora, just based on just what you're seeing on the surface. You'll be laying curses on people. You don't even know what is really, really, really the truth of the matter. And he said, I did that. Yes, I see that. Korra and I have been doing it for years. So for me, Justin also doesn't sound like a narcissist. A narcissist would almost never want to admit they are wrong. If you guys have had any experience with a narcissist. But Justin, you'd hear him so many times say, look, I admit, I take responsibility. Yes, I did that. I'm sorry I did. You know, taking responsibility for his wrongdoings. He knows he made so many mistakes. You know, he did. And he possibly has his own reasons for doing what he did, but he made mistakes. We can't deny that fact. He did wrong. But a narcissist would always want to find an excuse to justify their actions. They would always want to make you look like the bad guy, the one with the problem. And that's not what I see Justin doing here. I don't know what you guys think about that. He is really saying, look, I did. This is where I went wrong. I accept it. I acknowledge it. I'm sorry about that. But I had to do it because I can't take this anymore. I've been doing this for 5 years. But at least he's accepting his wrong. A natural narcissist wouldn't want to do that. We both have been torturing June. I have been trying for years to stop participating in it. I'm not innocent nor trying to pretend to. That's another example of what I just said. And she said, good, please leave the house so you are not triggered to ruin my niece's lives. That is like the seventh. She just wants him out of there. And it's not like she just wants him out of there, like she doesn't want them to be together. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying she knows that at that point in time, them seeing each other, Korra and Justin, he was still in the house and madness was going on social media. It was the best thing to do, to leave. I just hope that all those women who hate Justin for leaving, I hope they can also try to start to understand that he had to. And that Korra and Nancy were in support of him leaving. Or let me just say Nancy, because we don't know what Korra thinks about it. Nancy clearly is in support of him leaving. Nancy doesn't have a problem with him leaving. So all of you hating him, you have been hating him for nothing. You have been hating him unjustly. Because I believe, it's Nancy, who is Korra's sister, who told him to leave. So possibly she already discussed it with Korra, and Korra is cool with him leaving. Oh, wait, did I read everything? Okay, yes. Okay, and he now wrote, he said, I am leaving this house. I'm actually surprised Korra didn't bash my head in while I was sleeping. So finally, he said he was leaving after she had told him like 7 times to leave on different occasions. And then when he said he was leaving, she said, good, please leave the house so you are not triggered to ruin. Okay, that's the same one. Okay, I don't care about both of you at this point. Since you're both babies, I wish I could come get June at least. Okay, my girls shouldn't even have Instagram accounts like they do. So that's another thing I'm saying, like, as a wife, as a mom, as a woman, when your husband tells you, I don't want this thing, what benefit, what does it profit you to still go ahead and do that thing? If you don't do that thing, how will it affect you? Let me first ask that question. And that is what we women should be asking ourselves. There are so many things our husbands don't want, but we want those things because we just want to satisfy that pleasure. Is it pleasure or that desire to do that thing? But our men don't have that desire that we have. So you should always ask yourself, if I don't do that thing that this man is telling me not to do, what will it affect in my life? Will it spoil anything in my life? The man didn't want her to create Instagram accounts for those children, but she went ahead behind his back and did. Which wife? Why would a wife do that? Let's start with that. What benefit, what use are those Instagram accounts for those children? And people would point fingers towards Justin and say Justin is using his children to make money. For me, the Instagram accounts she created for those children were to make money. I said what I said. For me, that was the intention behind it. And why I'm saying so is because she is also including her children in her live video. So you can tell me, oh, she created the account so that she can be posting the children on them. But she also still posts her children on her page. So that's not an excuse. Because if that was the main reason she created those accounts, then she would never have her children on her page. Then she would know that, okay, these pages are dedicated to my children. She would be using those pages for her children alone, but she doesn't. She still includes her children in her own. So why create those extra accounts for the children, even after the father said, I don't want? So you're not the only one who has a say in your children's life as a woman. Your husband also has a say, and you should respect his say. If you respect the man as the husband, and you don't treat him as a nobody, when he says something, attach value to it. He has a reason for not wanting it. Respect that reason. Okay, he said, I objected. She did that behind my back and divorced me for objecting. So that's these are the things that break homes. People don't understand. They think, oh, it's because the man is a bad man, or oh, the woman is this and that. No, these are little things. It's not one thing that breaks a home at the end of the day. It's a combination of various small things like this. These are things that irritate people. Like, oh, so I don't just matter. So my word in this house doesn't just count. That I will say we should do it this way, but you will still go behind my back to do it your way. Okay, and then she said that's not enough to scream at their mother on live with them present. Leave that house. And then, but wishing they were never born is normal. No, she didn't say she wished. I already talked about that. She didn't say she wished they were never born. And then she said, Nancy said, no, you're not sorry. You've put out a wrong narrative. All of you have put out a wrong narrative. That narrative of him leaving the house is wrong. The narrative of Korra saying she regrets her children is also wrong. All of you are guilty of it. Because like I said, everybody will want to bring out their biggest weapons to fight the other one. Imagine how you'd feel if you woke up to her comments saying she's tired of you constantly beating her up, in caps. You have beat her up and she has never got once demonized you like you have done. Again, I'm pissed off because I have woken up to more he needs to get a DNA test for those girls and it's pissing me the hell off. And he said, I'm sorry I hurt you. I broke. I regret going public. It was the only way in my emotionally unstable mind to make her stop. And I was like, wait, Nancy just said you have beat her up. And this man didn't say anything like he said during you broke the dishes. You remember, you guys remember he said dishes? I didn't break any dishes. I was expecting him to say beat her up. I didn't beat her up, but he didn't say so. What does that tell us? Justin, hey! I'm not laughing, no. Justin, don't tell me you beat Korra up. How dare you? Because you didn't defend yourself, even in a private conversation. You didn't correct what Nancy said here. Unless Nancy deleted your response. Because wait, the time Nancy sent the message about beating was 9:07 a.m. and Justin's response came at 4:09. Unless there was another message in between that she deleted, I don't know. I'm not implying that. I'm just saying unless. But if not, if he just skipped that part and just went on to I'm sorry, then Justin, you have a problem. You cannot be going around beating women. And I would love to actually hear his defense, if any. I don't know if he still wants to talk about this, but everybody is going to run off with this message that he beat Korra up allegedly. So if it's up to him, or if he doesn't want to talk about it or defend himself, it's really up to him. But from this message, we can really almost conclude that Justin indeed beat Korra up. And if that is really true, then it's a big shame. You don't beat women up. Weak men beat women. You don't do it. You don't do it. The best thing you can do is just walk away. It's better people hate you for walking away than they hate you for being a woman batterer, an abuser, a physical abuser. I just hope this is not true, but it looks like it's true. Oh my God, you guys are still hearing someone's mouth. This is bad. How can you be beating the mother of your children? Like how? Like how? You pay the woman's bride price so that you are able to panel beat her. Who does that? That's serious. And then he still said, I've made mistakes and I'm not innocent, but I've been pleading for help from your family all the while. I'll never leave my children to be raised alone. I'll be nearby. And then Nancy said, we have told both of you not to say a word on social media, and she has listened to us. You, on the other hand, I just wonder what will happen when she says her own side. You have treated her like trash too, Justin. Everyone breaks. What is it? Wait, let me see if your daddy has finished in the bath. Everyone breaks. My point is, if I see anyone else taking your side and not saying what you have done to, I will tell her. I will tell her to expose everything. Do you guys see what I mean by it was Nancy that coordinated the technical aspects of everything that happened. When Justin went out on social media to talk, Nancy also talked on social media. They both did. And then when Nancy felt like, oh my God, if we talk on social media, it's going to harm Korra Obidi's reputation and her image online. Let's stop talking. And then the strategy of everybody don't talk again came from Nancy. The strategy of leave the house came from Nancy. Strategy of get a lawyer, do it the right way came from Nancy. So many things came from Nancy. So why did Nancy also use the strategy of just being that African auntie when she went to the US? So, hey, what I'm hearing here is Justin, Nancy was threatening her that I will tell her to expose. So you guys remember it was when Nancy went to the US that Korra started to talk. So it was more or less like Nancy controlled how the whole divorce and separation went down. Because Korra never spoke. I think she did a video crying and saying, look, when I'm ready, I'm going to talk. You guys should just understand. She did that, but she never really gave details until Nancy traveled down there and she told her talk and Korra talked. And I am glad that she did actually, but And then this one, when I read this, I was like, whoa. Justin said, I love Korra like I will love no other. He said he loves Korra the way he will not love another person. But I'm worth far better than that. So for those people saying, oh, he never loved her, he only used her, how can you use somebody who you couldn't use when you met? Korra was not earning when they met. Wait, I'm going to look for the papa of this baby. I'm going to look for the papa. You guys should hold on, I'm coming. Let's go and look for your papa. Yeah. Oh, that's you. Oh my God. Okay. No, the bathroom is still a no-go area. Okay, we are back here together again. Let me see. So, like I was saying, yeah, you're just trying to use her, but her net worth currently is not what it used to be 4 years ago or 5 years ago when they met. So he met her, he genuinely loved her, he married her. And then things worked out for her on social media. She started to earn. So how is it now all of a sudden that he started to use her? No, I don't think he intended to use her when they got married. I think they genuinely got married for love. But on Korra's side, and a lot of people have said, oh, Korra used Justin because of green card. I also don't think so. That, oh, she just married him because of green card. I also think she genuinely loved him. But another thing is, I'm thinking she maybe doesn't even really know the meaning of love, or maybe she thought she loved him. Let me say it in a good way. Okay, she married him genuinely for love. She fell in love with him. She felt she fell in love with him. But I don't think she had the mindset, or she didn't understand the intricacies involved in being married. That's just what I'm learning myself from all of this that I'm reading, from everything, reading and hearing and everything we've heard in the past. I think, like I said, she was genuine with her, feelings for him, but maybe she just didn't realize what this whole marriage thing is all about. When you marry, you're ready to share. You're selfless. It's not just about you alone. Whatever you have, you're ready to share it with your partner. You're happy to build together with them. You can be earning and, oh, everything I earn is for me. I determine what happens. No, you sit down on the table with your partner. Okay, this is what we have. What can we do with it? How can we use it? How can we spend it? Because you want to build together with them. It's not just about building your own career and being who you want to be. You work together. It becomes a partnership when you're in it with someone else. That's why it's marriage. Two become one. It's no longer you, it's us. So if you don't understand the principle of marriage, it's going to be disastrous when you go into it not understanding what it means to act like it's no longer me alone, it's now us. Oh, wait. Okay. Hoping she would stop. That's the level of my dedication. What I did was wrong. I broke and reacted instinctively. And Nancy said, such an angel, still being sarcastic. What happened to the pregnancy she lost before Athena? What a dedicated husband indeed. She never cheated on you in LA. Oh, when I heard that, I was like, okay, she never cheated in LA. Where did she cheat? That's what I asked. She didn't say she never cheated on you. She said she never cheated in LA. So where did she cheat? You have given ammunition to people with empty barrels. There is no going back. And he said, apparently she cheats on me every time she goes to Nigeria. So when Justin also said, apparently, I'm like, is it apparently, or are you sure? Or are you just suspecting? What do you mean, apparently she cheats on me every time? Do you have proof? Because it's a big thing to come on social media and accuse someone of cheating. You understand? And then Nancy still said, that is not true. And then he said, do I? She went and hung out with Njoh. Who is Njoh? She went and hung out with Njoh again after I asked her not to. So that is another thing. There is a man called Njoh. Maybe that's the ex of Korra, I don't know. But there is a man called Njoh. Your husband already told you, you're a married woman. Stay away from this guy. Hi, God. I've told you guys, listening, little things like this are what break a home. You would think a major thing has to happen. A big thing has to happen. No. Some tiny, minute things will just happen. One day, it's just going to be like the last straw. He already told you, don't hang out with this guy. You still went ahead and hung out with him. And he said, she even brought me to meet him. What happened was an extreme exaggeration on her part, and I won't deal with that sort of physiological abuse anymore. And then Nancy said, that's insecurity talking. She never cheated on you. And she said several times that she made a mistake by doing that. She has apologized to you several times for that meeting. You can go about dropping bombs. That I cannot read that. And then he said, I hate myself for the things I've done when hurt. Honestly, I don't even care if she cheated on me. Physical cheating isn't a deal breaker for me. And that's what I told or said when, she was reading the messages. Okay, it's not a deal breaker for me. It's what you do afterwards. So after cheating, that matters. It doesn't matter if you do or don't. If you cheat or you don't cheat, doesn't matter if she did or did not cheat. It's what you do afterwards, how you behave afterwards that matters. And Nancy said she never cheated, and you can always verify that. It's unfair to say constantly cheating. Yes, that is true, because he made everyone think that even when they were married, Korra was still cheating, and I think that was a lie. Can I say it was a lie? Because he still came back and apologized publicly and said, look, the only time she cheated was whether before she came to the US or before. How did he even say it? He came back and corrected that. He said that wasn't true, and he apologized to Korra's parents, Korra's dad. And then Justin said, she told me with her own mouth she cheated on me with Njoh. Does anyone know who Njoh is? If you know who Njoh is, please help us out. Is that the ex-boyfriend? Who is Njoh? And then with another white Lebanese. I told you, I told your dad. I don't care what she did. So Justin is saying now that Korra Obidi confessed with her mouth, with her own mouth, that she cheated on him with Njoh and with a white Lebanese. Jesus is Lord. But you guys remember when Korra came out and talked about cheating, she admitted that she only cheated with one person, her ex-boyfriend. And that cheating happened after her bride price had been paid. So she committed adultery. Although he admitted or accepted her apology, he forgave her and she moved to the US and joined him. Okay, let's really try to understand how these things happened. So again, I think what he said is actually what he did. He said, look, I don't care if you cheat. I care about what you did. So she confessed to him. So that shows like, okay, I'm sorry I did it. I mean, for her to open up to him is a big deal. It's a big deal. So maybe she really felt like I did a wrong thing and I made a mistake. That's why she opened up to him and confessed. So he accepted her because he saw remorse. And that's what he meant when he said, I don't care if you cheated. What I care about is how you act, what you do afterwards. Okay. And he said, we fought hard for what she has. She isn't the famous Korra without her family, with me and June. And without going on American TV show, I fought hard for her dreams at great cost to myself. I think I would have to really agree with that. Yeah, look, I know that Korra is talented, and if God wants to bless you, God will bless you regardless, whether you're married to who, it doesn't matter. But if we all have to be honest, there is something about interracial couples. They have higher ratings. You know, those those with, you know, people of the same race, if they do a video on social media, they don't get the same ratings as people outside their race. It's just that one. We can argue that. It's just the way it is on social media and in the world. People love the difference. They love to see the diversity, you know. People just love it. So it does something to Korra's, or it has done something to Korra's career. You know, the daughter, the man being involved and all of that. And she was on a TV program. Yes, I do agree that all of those contributed to her success. Let's be honest. Korra is not the only Nigerian girl that knows how to dance. Korra is not the only Nigerian girl that is married to a man. Korra is not the only Nigerian girl that wears skimpy clothing on social media, or the only Nigerian girl with 2 daughters. But her situation makes her unique. So I do agree with that all of these factors contributed to her success online. Okay, and Nancy said, okay, Justin, have a good day. So much for being accountable. And Justin said, please help me. I can't stand this sort of interactions anymore. So he's reporting another conversation he had with Korra, and he's asking Nancy to help. This was in March, around the time that, you know, around the period he left the house, around that time. They were still talking to Korra. So they were still talking to Nancy. Korra was talking to Nancy. Justin was talking to Nancy. So they were still hoping for a resolution. Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking. Justin would have just gone straight to the lawyer and filed for divorce, but he didn't. And I don't think Korra also filed immediately. So for them to be going back and forth, they still hoped that, you know, they could work things out, I think. So Justin still went back to Nancy, like, please help me. So Justin more or less needed help. But I think that was the point at which Nancy blocked him again in March. And that was when Justin, or after then, because it was in May, Justin talked with Flora. So Justin was talking to Nancy. He could, you know, talk to her. He could really confide in her. But he didn't have Nancy anymore to confide in. Nancy blocked him. So he went to a stranger and talked to a stranger. I do not blame Justin for talking to someone. I don't. But I'm asking myself why Justin wasn't talking to his own immediate family at that time. I think the reason he might not have been talking to his family is because, one, they are not social media people, and they probably don't even understand how social media works. And he would just be like, even if I'm talking to them, they might not really understand, really. They might not be able to really give me the advice, you know, the workable advice that I need to really get things done, to really make things right. It's not like he never talked to them. I think he possibly talked to his mother, and she would comfort him and console him. But maybe she cannot really do more than that because she really doesn't understand how all these social media things work. But Nancy maybe does. And Nancy is also closer to Korra and could really get to talk to her than Justin's mom talking to Korra, if that makes sense. So People saying, oh, Justin doesn't have a close family like Nancy and Korra because he wasn't talking to his family, rather talking to strangers. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just like some of us in Europe today. Imagine you having maybe issues with your documents and you're going to tell your family in Africa about, oh, my documents. They cannot advise you like that. They can only pray for you. So you would just not bother them, because what can they tell you? What can they give you in terms of counsel? They can't really do much for you because they are not there. So I don't blame Justin for talking to Flora. He needed someone to talk to. He was asking for help from Nancy. But at a point, Nancy also had enough, which I also understand, you know? So if I wanted to destroy her, she would be destroyed. How does that help my children, though? I want her to get help. My psychologist literally just referred me to a narcissist victim specialist. So that is a specialist that helps people who have been victims of narcissism. So for example, Justin is implying here that he has been a victim of Korra as a narcissist, and his psychologist has referred him to a specialist. And I'm like, how does your psychologist know that Korra Obidi is a narcissist? Has Justin's psychologist sat down with Korra and evaluated Korra to be able to be referring you that you are a victim of narcissism? You understand? So if Justin talks about Korra in such a way that Korra is a narcissist, anybody can refer you anywhere. But that doesn't really confirm anything unless an expert really diagnoses Korra to be a narcissist. Let me see. And Nancy said, you need help too. She's obviously busy. I can't read the rest of it. So I think when Nancy really got fed up with all the matter, all I could just read Nancy doing was defending, and making mockery of Justin and being sarcastic and telling him, oh, you are even dumber than I think. Like, who does that? That's your brother-in-law at the end of the day. But it looks like in Nancy's mind, it was all over. Like I said, initially, she was really trying to help them through, but midway, she got tired and just took Korra's side. And a bit I can understand, because, I mean, he already took everything to social media and a lot of people were against the sister. You would want to defend your sister. I understand that. But it was just clear that Justin was still running back to her while she was already against Justin. Let me see. And okay, she said, you need help too. She's obviously busy caring for those children. Stop engaging in conversations to try to help. You are in no position to do that right now. Go and see your children and be with them. Why I put that up is those of you saying, oh, Justin is a pervert. He's not good enough to be with the children. You guys, the people who know Justin are saying, go to your children and be with them. I'm going to try and upload some other screenshots where you can just hear Nancy say, go and hug your children. Go and be with your children, because they know he's a good dad, because they know the children need him. I am against the people who want the children to be taken away from Korra. I'm also against the people who think Justin shouldn't be with his children. You guys should just take a chill pill. You don't love those children more than Justin and Korra do. Take a chill pill and relax. If Justin was such an evil demon idiot, Nancy would not be urging him to go to the children. You guys are sick. I have seen some screenshots. Let me try and upload them. Wait, I'm going to tell you when I'm ready to upload them so that you guys, I might lose connection for a second. I've seen some sick pictures. People are circulating, trying to portray Justin as a pervert. I would just say one nonsense blogger that I analyzed 2 nights ago actually said that she has information that whenever Athena is hungry, and Athena would just go and put Justin's dick in her mouth. That is how sick people have become because of this issue of Korra and Justin. And you guys need to stop. These are people who don't use their brain. They don't use their head. They just talk out of hate for Justin. But while you are hating Justin, while you're trying to paint him as the demon, you should also realize that you are stigmatizing and victimizing the children. You implying that Athena is allegedly giving her father a blowjob, is damaging that child. She will or might be bullied for it in future. It is a stigma that you are painting that child with. You are labeling her as a child, a victim of incest, which you cannot even confirm. You don't have proof to it. You don't know if it's a fact. You're just saying it because, oh, I just want people to see Justin as a bad man, as an evil man, as a pervert. But you are not considering the child that you are linking to that behavior. You are not doing that because you don't use your brain. If you have any, if you have one. Do you guys see that? I'm going to see if I can find that screenshot. And Nancy still says here, I see you're starting another series on Instagram again. Have you contacted the lawyer? And Justin said, I have done nothing. And Nancy said, what you need to do is go see your girls, hug them, show them that daddy is there. That's all. Again, those of you, in fact, everybody, whether you're saying Justin should have full custody or no, don't let Justin see those children anymore. It's dangerous for those children to be around Justin. All of you, relax. That's what I want to say. Relax. You don't know these people better than they know themselves. You don't know Justin better than Nancy knows him. You don't know Korra better than Justin knows her. You're trying to paint Justin as a pervert. You need to chill. It doesn't help the kids when you block their father away from those children. EPA Worldwide has been campaigning and saying, oh my God, Korra, you are not listening. Those children shouldn't be with him. Oh, don't do what you will regret. How can you sign for 50-50? I'm like, are you sick? Are you insane? Can you just take Nancy's advice and go and hug your own sons, EPA? Go and hug your children and leave Justin to hug and love his children and be in their lives. Every child deserves their father in their lives. Every single child. Don't try to stop it. Don't try to paint a picture of, oh, just see, just see. I mean, I'm a mom. Sometimes my son's hand lands on my boob. Does it say something? If someone would take a screenshot of that, oh my God, look at the hand of that child on her breast, or look at the hand of that child on her, down below. Are you guys sick? I'm not even going to put up the screenshot. I wanted to put it up, but I'm not going to do that. Let me not put that on my page. It's sickening. Because you guys are the problem. You're painting a problem where there is not supposed to be a problem. You guys are the ones with issues in your head. Because if Justin was really, 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 really such a pervert, such a demon, Nancy would not be encouraging him to go home to his children and hug them. So you guys over-sabi aunties and in-laws, online in-laws that they didn't call. You guys should just go and drink water and hug your own children. And another video Korra did recently after she came back to court, from court, when she said cheers and she was celebrating the divorce and everything, one of the things she said was she wants the hate to dissipate. Can you guys just listen to that? Korra wants the hate. And I don't think she's talking about the hate on her alone, but the hate on both sides. The divorce is now final legally. They still have to do the traditional part of it, but they've signed the papers. It's over between them. The only thing linking them now are those children. We don't even have details of the divorce. But from Justin's video that he did after the divorce, I don't think he's very, very happy. I don't think things went the way, oh my God, what's happening? I don't think things went the way that he would have wanted. I don't think he got the kind of decision or settlement that he anticipated. That's what I am suspecting. That, things didn't really go his way. I'm thinking everything fell, or most things fell in Korra's favor, I think. So Korra is saying that you guys, the hate should dissipate. You guys should take a chill pill. Nobody sent you people message. All of you swearing for people, hating Justin, hating Korra. You people should swallow spit because nobody sent you. It's none of your business. So Monica Kate Love, hi. It's your comment I'm seeing first. So I just scrolled all the way up to comments. I'm going to try to read some. We've been here now for almost 2 hours. Oh my God. So in 5 minutes time, I'm going to end the live stream so that I don't exceed the 2-hour mark. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. I'm going to try to read all the comments even after the live stream ends. Yeah, just thank you. Let me just start before my time is up. They are divorced. Stop the lies. What are the lies? What are the lies? Let me see. Well, it's not a lie that he paid her bride price, is it? Hi, Miss Mikti. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, Jane Ada says, wait until you hear what she has to say. Yes, yeah, people are always too forward. They are always too forward. You guys should always relax, listen to people, hear them out before you jump into conclusion. You guys are so bitter, not all of you. So many of these commenters and bloggers, they have their own personal grudges in their personal lives, and when they just see something, it's an opportunity for them to release some of the stress they are experiencing. Let me see. Hi, Elizabeth Zikalala. Okay, the only hearing that is left is custody of the girls. Okay, so if that is not so, okay, custody. Oh, thank you, Jane Ada. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you still love me. Like, I haven't been reading all your comments, and I can imagine some of you don't love me anymore. But hey, I just have to say how I, feel about everything without taking sides with either Justin or Korra. Confirms that there is no reason why you should not divorce. Okay, a decree absolute is the final order issued by the court during the divorce process. Hello, Aminata, welcome. Okay, wow. Someone said, I thought they said Justin kept telling her to get online to make more money for his student loan. Well, that might be true because at a point she started to earn money. So maybe when Justin saw the money, he was like, okay, this is lucrative, let's do this. And then he encouraged, which is, like I said, it's normal. Who doesn't want to succeed? Who doesn't want to prosper in their relationship, in their family, in their marriage? You understand? So he encouraged her. But and another thing, he showed Nancy proof that at a point in time, Korra Obidi made 35,000 euros. Dollars. $1,000. But Nancy previously was saying that, no, it's not true. Maybe she made $20,000 a month, Even 20,000 is not baby money. 35K is not baby money. 50K is not baby money that you make, yeah? And Nancy also then came online and started to say that, oh, there is money in this thing, When my sister told me how much is in social media, I decided to come and also invest in that. You guys should also do the same. Instead of using your pages to just comment and hate, you guys should make money. Go and make money. Be wise, be smart. You guys you remember when Nancy did that video? So she was also encouraged by the amount of money, the figures she was seeing. Oh my God, Korra is making so much money. And I'm just like, let's just be real and honest with one another. There is money in social media. There is money. But when you try to lie and deceive every other person and behave like, it is not what it is, then it just makes people look at you like you're not being honest fully. Yes. They are still married traditionally. Okay, someone says in the US they are divorced. Yes, not fully divorced. There is nothing named not fully. They are married. Okay, I can't read. That one is a long one. Someone says bride price is not returned because they have kids, so they are not married. Wait, even if you have 10 children, Even if you have 20 children, as long as you don't want that marriage anymore, is that bride price that is the promise of marriage. As long as you don't want that marriage anymore, you must return that bride price. That is the symbol that that thing holding us together is cut off, is cut. So when I don't care how many children they have, even if they don't have or they have one, that bride price has to be returned. And I'm sure the family of Korra Obidi also knows this. And about someone celebrating divorce and someone saying, oh, divorce shouldn't be celebrated. Divorce in itself shouldn't be celebrated. But when you have been in a bad marriage and you have had it very difficult to separate from or to come out of that marriage, when you finally come out of that marriage, yes, you can celebrate it. If you feel like, oh my God, it's been stressful, you can celebrate it. So that's just what I'm going to say about that before I end. But again, truly, divorce, the word divorce shouldn't be celebrated. It's not good news, but it depends on the circumstances surrounding the divorce. And yeah, if she feels like it's a good thing for her to celebrate, by all means. But what I find tricky is her celebrating it with June when she was saying cheers, cheers, June, trying to get June to cheer to that. No, I don't think that is cool. She said before, oh, she wants to reduce how much her children will be joining her life, and now she's trying to celebrate with her child. Does she know if her child is cool with her having a divorce or her parents separating, that she would be imposing cheers on her daughter? You know, there's just so much we can say about all of these, but we have crossed the 2 hour mark. I am going to end it. My baby has fallen asleep in the meantime. Like I said, I thank you all for watching. Go ahead and still share the video so many people can still learn one or two things. And I do hope that we have clarity now, that things are a bit more clear. Dutch people would say duidelijk. Like you know, oh, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is why. Oh, okay, I see. You know, so I do hope that all of this, I also do hope, which I don't think it might ever happen, but I hope also that Nancy might put out the conversation she also had with Korra. That would also give us that other side of the conversation. So I'm just going to invite you guys to like and follow my page on Facebook if you're watching right now on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you once again. I remain blessed and Njoh the Analyst, and I will catch you all on my next one. Oh, by the way, I already announced, sorry, I already announced elsewhere that I am working on a new project, a new series, but wait, I'm not just going to do that here. Maybe I'll talk about that in my next video so that we don't spend too much time. Thank you all. Have a blessed Saturday. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.